Alright, so the video cut out. We just finished removing the stator and the pickup and the bracket, I guess it's called. Looks like if you want to remove it fully, there's the two Allens or hex, you can call them. And we'll just put this in the bucket for now. I guess I could have just left the stator on for now. So I'm just gonna leave that like so. And then we're gonna get to cracking the case right now. I guess we'll go ahead and do it on this video. So this is gonna be the part 5 of 5. So let me get it ready and I'll be right back. It's always good if you can to keep stuff together or put it in bags, just so you know for later. Alright, so it looks like most of our case bolts are going to be on this side. I don't know if there's any underneath. Doesn't look like there's anything underneath these gaskets. We got 1, 2. There's no way. We gotta double check the other side. Looks like maybe the clutch case might have been holding some of the other part of this together, because I don't remember seeing any. We'll double check here in a second. We're gonna take this spring off, I guess, because this is probably gonna be coming. It's probably gonna be coming along with this side or this side, whichever comes off. We'll set that aside for now. Alright, so we'll zip off these two 8s. And we'll put those with the case cover, I guess, or the clutch cover. Alright, so we got our cardboard from the earlier videos. I don't know if you're just tuning in to see the case get split, but these are all the bolts from the clutch cover. We're just going to put them on the same cardboard. Sure we'll remember. Okay, so that's all the bolts. Right now we're gonna switch it around to the stator side, so we can pull it off. We're gonna pull off the gasket on the other side, and I'm gonna double check for more bolts too, because that's crazy, just 2 of them. Alright, be right back. Alright, so it looks like there are no more bolts on this side. We're just gonna scrape off this gasket so we get a nice clean edge when we're putting on our puller, and I'll be right back. Alright, so we got our puller here. This is a necessity. If you want to do this with 100% success, do it that way. Even though this case is kind of already nicked up, still held, so that's okay. First, we're gonna clean this shit, or this stuff, I apologize. We're gonna clean, because this is gonna be pulled through to the other side eventually. I don't know if it'll come right away or if it'll come later, but just keep it clean, because it's gonna be coming through one of your bearings. Okay, so we've opted for these 3 holes. That's what we're gonna go with, something like that. Oh my gosh, this is a very deep. Oh, it's like right on the edge there. Alright, so I'm thinking like that. because we really just want to get it centered more than pulling just, you know, where the crank is right there, the crank's actual location. So you just go ahead and start screwing these in as far as they could go. As you can see, we cleared away all our gasket for the spot we're gonna do this. Most of these bolts, I found out, are held on by the clutch case. So the clutch case bolts hold together most of this crankcase, which is kind of different, but it works, right? All right, so we got that. We're gonna tighten these up. Make sure it's nice and flush. You don't want any odd pulling on this to where it'll mess your case up. Alright, so now this is going to be a 17. I recommend just using a hand. So we're just going to start off. We're going to go for it. If you see your crank moving, just kind of hold it still. We're centered really good, so there it goes. You could already see the oil spilling out down there. We're going to grab our rubber mallet. Wherever it's not popped at, we're going to try to pop it. I'm going to give it a little bit more. Seems pretty even overall. At least for that side. This back part isn't really coming off too easy. I don't recommend tapping on any of these. Might want to relocate the puller at this point, just to be safe. Because I don't think there's any other bolts holding that. We're going to just relocate it real quick just to be safe. Be right back. Okay, so we just moved over our top. We're going to release the tension on this, and we're going to screw this in all the way. And now it will definitely separate. We've just taken this top one and moved it over here. So it should start popping the front. Wow. That was definitely on there, huh? Alright, so now we just keep going. Looks like everything's pretty well lined up. Oh, you know what it was our dowel pin. We got a rusty dowel pin right here. So water got in there, and that makes it very hard to crack. But it's gonna take that before it cracks your case, almost inevitably. Alright, so we can keep going here. It really is actually still stuck there. Because there's no reason not to. Except, I don't know. Let's just keep going and see what we got. I don't think it's gonna break our case. It really is putting some tension on there, isn't it? Let's see. We could relocate this one. Let's relocate again. Okay, we're all tightened back up. Let's see what we got. Hopefully she splits. This is most of the tension just on this front end right now. This end really is not liking life though. Might have to clamp that together. What do we got here? Oh, I see. Our cam. Alright, 1 second again. Okay, so we did what we must, and we kind of put this in here, and we gave it a wedgie. This shouldn't matter, this front part, if it gets the nick, because this isn't going to be holding too much. As long as it's not the interior wall, then you're going to be solid. So we'll take it apart. We'll see what it looks like. I think that should be it as far as crank goes. Well, still needs to go a little bit more. You'll feel it just be very sloppy. There we go. Alright, so now you can see you can almost just turn it by hand, which means our crank is completely off. Let's see, so we'll go ahead and take these bad boys. Be right back. Alright, so we got the puller off. Now we had a washer drop, some type of thrust washer, more than likely for the transmission. We could look at a schematic, a diagram, just on the internet. I go to Kawasaki Motorcycles, I think it is, .com, but they have Hondas and all the other brands there as well, and you could just pull it up really fast, see where it goes, and reassemble that way if something like this happens. I'm more than positive that that's going to be just a transmission washer. Alright, so this is barely hanging on here. So I'm going to put my hand underneath. If you use a cradle, like I've been saying the last couple videos, if you could do this just on the, you know, on top of here with some wooden blocks. It doesn't really matter where you do it. This just gives you a really easy easy way to line everything up. So we're just gonna set it right there for now. Take this out. Alright, so we got, let's make sure we can see. Alright. So looks like we'll just go ahead and pull it from this end, since it seems to be already loose. Doesn't really matter which way you pull it from. Try to push and make sure everything stays on as well as you can get it to. I doubt that goes there. So yeah, we'll have to look at a diagram to see where that goes. Let's assume it goes on here. I don't see any kind of bearing though. It's kind of odd. It definitely goes there. So, nice crank. There's the transmission. To remove the transmission, just pull the rod right here. It's going to release all your forks. And then I try to just move them all over. Let's take our drum out. Oh, yeah, we removed it. It's held in by the forks. There we go. So it's got some kind of brass clip holding it in. I don't know if there's a way to access that to get it off easier. I don't know if that damaged it or not. So from this point, you could just go ahead and put this back through. And pull it out. Oops. And now you got them all in order. And then you just set that by your drum or cam, whatever you want to call it. So next you got, oh, well, here's our starter. We could finally take off. Hey, if you were here from the first video. So you got to take it all the way off to get the starter. Wow, that's a little bit of work, huh? Okay. So transmission, you could kind of wonder if the, so that actually came off already. I didn't know there was a chain in there still. Make sure you remove the chain before you do that. So there's our crank. Here's a chain. Hopefully did not damage anything. So transmission, let's set us up. We'll just finish it all right. So all we need to do, we'll set our one side case half aside. And then you'll just reach from the bottom, kind of push on the case, and it's gonna pop it out. Make sure you already have the other sides clean, because it will be bad if you get any kind of dirt in there. So just lift it up a tiny bit. If you don't get them all in one pull, it doesn't matter too much, because you'll know where they go once you get it out. So we got it all in one. I don't know if we can see here. So there's transmission. Here is one thrust washer. Just leave it in there so you can see. That's where one of them goes, on the back of the big gear. Alright, so that's everything. Like, subscribe. Here's our stubborn, rusty dowels. Oh, well, there's one of them. That's the one that was causing us the problems. Ooh, that was another dowel pin. That was for the stator side. And there goes. Wow, there's a piece of metal. I do not know what that's from. Alright. Like and subscribe. Peace.